Hello. Well, the older generation is being ripped off over travel insurance, and it's time we put a stop to it. Welcome to Grey Matters. Welcome to Grey Matters, the channel that promotes the fact that the older generation still matters and looks at issues that matter to the older generation. Now, just because you're getting on doesn't mean you should give up on life and on travel in particular. There are still places to visit that will entrance and enthrall, and even when you think you've already seen everything there is to see, there's more to see. But there is still one hurdle you may need to get over first, and that's travel insurance. Now, this is an issue that needs addressing because it can be a huge obstacle to travelling abroad in later life. As soon as we hit pensionable age, the insurance companies start to penalise us with heavily loaded premiums, and whatever our medical history, and the older we get, the higher those premiums become. Now, okay, we all appreciate that the older we get, the more risks grow, but the premiums for an annual multi-trip policy can range from around £800 to more than £3,000 a year, which I'm sure is totally out of proportion with the actual risks. And I think these sky-high premiums are designed to obliterate the risk altogether. I mean, let's face it, most pensioners faced with such high premiums simply won't travel, or they'll take the risk upon themselves and go without insurance altogether. And either of those is probably what the companies want. But is that fair? Are they treating us as burdens instead of customers? Do they assume we're all on our last legs and all we're good for is to sit around in a care home waiting for the call? The thing is that people are not just living longer these days, they're living lives that are healthier, more active and more mentally stimulating than ever before. I would suggest that 70 is the new 60 and 60 is the new 50. So why penalise us? Now, all is not lost, however. There are some things you can try that might make travel insurance more affordable. For instance, you might find you can get travel insurance bundled in with other products or services. Now, this isn't a paid promotion, but for example, for a small monthly fee, a nationwide Flex Plus account provides some additional benefits, including free worldwide travel insurance. Until you're 69, that is. Now, when you reach 70, you need to obtain an age extension, which currently costs around £65 a year, which is incredible value. Now, you do have to declare all your health issues, but you then get a choice of whether to pay a higher premium to include them or exclude them altogether and stay with the discounted premium. And don't forget, everyone on the policy also needs to provide their medical history. Now, be aware, if you have a medical condition that could result in you having to be repatriated should you get taken ill abroad, you really should include that on your policy, or you won't be brought home by the insurance company, and repatriation can be frighteningly expensive. I mean, I'm talking about thousands, if not tens of thousands of pounds. Now, like many people my age, I have a few health issues, nothing serious and all well under control. They have been declared, and I was given the option to include them on the policy for £200 a year, which I declined. But even so, for an annual worldwide policy, it was still good value. Now, I imagine that additional premiums will reflect your own personal medical history, but it should still be lower than many quotes available. So it's probably worth having a word with your bank to see if they offer this service. But for me, this whole discounted insurance scheme raises a serious point. If nationwide insurers can do it at that price, why can't the other travel insurance companies? I'll come back to that in a moment. Another way to reduce the cost is just to take out a policy when you need one. It might cost you a couple of £100, but if you're not planning multiple trips, it will probably be a lot cheaper than buying a multi-trip policy and then not fully using it. Also heard of people buying an expensive policy, using it for a couple of trips and then cancelling it. Apparently, after the refund of the remaining premium, it works out pro rata, a lot cheaper than many of the full year or single trip policies. But you do need to do your homework, and it's not really ethical, but that's down to you. At the other end of the scale, I know people who just don't bother with travel insurance at all and pay medical bills as they go. However, it's not just about illness, is it? There's cover for other things such as delays, cancellations, lost luggage and theft and things like that. Can you think of any other ways to reduce your travel insurance premiums? Please leave a comment down below and let everyone in on it. Now, back to being ripped off. As I said earlier, if Nationwide's insurance can underwrite travel policies for older people at very affordable rates, why can't other companies? It's a question I'd seriously like to know the answer to. So if you work for such a company and you know the answer, then come on the show and explain it. I'm not sure your explanation will appease my viewers, but at least you should have the opportunity to put your case. The other thing we should consider is starting a national movement of older people to fight the insurance companies over these rip-off charges, and perhaps the first step will be to get it debated in Parliament. So why not consider writing to your MP about it? I was considering creating an online parliamentary petition, but out of a total of 51,500 petitions created, only 157 have ever been debated. I'm not convinced it's worth the time and the effort. But let me know what you think in the comments. We do need to do something to make travel for the older generation more affordable. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Be pleased to hear from you. And thank you for joining me on this quicker edition of Grey Matters. And I'll see you the next time. Take care until then. Bye for now.